Welcome back to episode 3 of my new project. I'm still working on a name for it. Comment down below if you have a suggestion for me. I'd be more than happy. I am very lost on what to put. We moved inside of this animal park, and we built some buildings. We actually built a lot of buildings. You can actually see here in the screen, two of them, if not more. Um, So let's dive in here. So we're going to turn the camera here and try not to give too much away here. So this would be the ticket. So kind of let's talk about some lore of the zoo, really, or the zoo animal park. So my guess is that this is started out as maybe like a family owned, maybe even like a county city park, something along those lines, that they had a couple small animals that weren't anything special and anything like that. And it's kind of grown into what over the throughout this series you'll see that the this animal park has quite a bit of animals actually to it. I went through the other night and created a list of um, basically animals that I really want to have comparative to animals that I could live without, and kind of anyway. So there's going to be a lot of animals in here, and I'm super excited. I've got the creative juices flowing. Super excited for this. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get to what we've built here. So you'll walk in here, you'll buy your tickets. One of the things is I want it to kind of feel unkept, but there's parts that they definitely keep up. So you can see there's a lot of these bushes. These are arrow wood bush. Um, there's a lot of them in this animal park, and I want it to give that vibe off that it's not well kept. Um, yeah, so you would then walk onto this path here and cross the bridge and enter a plaza. So here we are walking into the zoo. And here is a plaza. And a lot of the inspiration came from a like a historical um, yeah, historical place, really close to where I grew up. Went there a lot with my dad. It's called the Gardner Village in West Jordan, Utah. And this is kind of the vibe that it gives off. Is very quaint, very small, old looking buildings, but that's kind of been very well upkept. So you have these two, what are these statues here? Stag. I'm not sure what a stag is. I'm guessing like a deer type of deer, staring at each other in these flower beds. And I would assume that they would change these over depending on the season. They would do like a Halloween festival and Christmas festivals, and they would change these planters over. But yeah, let's look at some of these buildings. Um, so this is kind of, let me actually zoom out here. This is what we have built in episode 3 for the update, which is going to be called the Plaza. And I'm super excited. So each one of these buildings, the majority of the buildings are dedicated to people that have subscribed and that I associate with outside of the Planet Zoo series. And each one of them has their unique shop, because these would be all like shops that the guests could go and shop in, or there's food options as you explore, as you come into the animal park. So the first one is just a very simple building, no shop inside of it, and some of these are functional, by the way. But yeah, just a simple house maybe. And then the next one has a Hats Fantastic, and this is Fancy Fridays clothing. There's actually a Hat Fantastic in here. Um, that people could then walk up. Also, love the new update of the stairs, not being able to accomplish that without it. So one other thing, obviously, going back to the name of this place, Fancy Friday. He is my brother, and he goes fancy on Friday instead of casual Friday. It's Fancy Friday for him, and so I thought it would be appropriate to name a clothing shop after him. So Fancy Friday's Clothing is that one. This next one, not really sure how I feel about the thought about it, but it's Uka or Ook Fish Blacksmith Shop, which I'm guessing would have been a blacksmith shop when it was first opened, that they've turned into a hot dog squad, so they sell hot dogs in there. You can kind of see the shop up in there. So that's Ook Fish Blacksmith Shop. Ook Fish has nothing to do with blacksmith. He actually designs video games, or builds video games, or animates. I'm not sure exactly. He does something cool with video games. The next one, this actually came from a comment on episode 1 from Keegan. He wanted a Taco Bell. Unfortunately, they don't have Taco Bell in the game, and so he gets the Mexican brand, Mexcelente, and there's 2 of them, and then I think there's 2 water stalls in here also. So it's Keegan's Kitchen is the kind of the big food option. The next one is a fruit stand, and this is Golden's fruit stand. This person is Golden Arrows. She streams on Twitch, mostly Fortnite, Minecraft, and Star Wars on Tuesday and Thursdays. I'll put a link for her channel down below. Definitely go check her out. She's building her channel just as I am. Highly recommend checking her out. She's pretty fun to play Fortnite with, and some other games. But it's Golden's, because I didn't think it would sound good for the Golden Arrow fruit stand, so I just went Golden's fruit stand. These are all custom assets, or like things that I downloaded off the workshop. So, and they'll be in the description as well. But this one, so the fruit is from Artificial Artist. Thank you so much. And the cupboards, where are you at? Here they are. The cupboards and closets are from Rejesi. Rejesi, I think is how you say his name. Thank you for putting those up on the workshop, guys. But yeah, so Golden's fruit stand. I think this is actually pretty clever. There's fruit in there, obviously for a fruit stand. And then back here is the cash register. This thing right here is just an exhibit educational board with one of those outlet covers, I think is what it is, for like a card reader, like a tap card. Yeah, an outlet. So that's what that is. And then this is where like the prices would be listed for the different fruit. So that's Golden's fruit stand. And then the next one is Castlin's Corner. This is just a memento. So Castlin is actually my wife. She is very crafty, and her mom actually had a business called Cassidy's Corner, but her Twitter and her Twitter tag is Caslin30, so that's what her shop is called, is Caslin's Corner. And then so that's all of the shops. We're back here at the beginning. But there's other buildings that I want to show off, which is one of the main ones is this church. So this was originally going to be built as a schoolhouse, and it got changed over to a church once I put this pretty cool window in the back. So yeah, that's the church, and I'll show that to close off this episode in night mode. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. Oh, one last thing I want to show, or second to last thing here, is this picture right here. I should have posted it on Twitter. Very reminiscent of Gardner Village. These bridges come from Gardner Village, but very feels like a Gardner Village. Really close to where I live. You just Google Gardner Village and it will come up. You'll see some of the inspiration I got for these shops. And also a fence for a future habitat. So we're getting there. We're getting too close to the animals. I have a couple more things I want to do with the plaza. One is that huge barn. It's going to go right here, and then like a wedding reception, or like where they would perform the weddings. The wedding ceremonies would be out here. So those are going to be the next two episodes, or the next episode. That's where we're going, guys. Click subscribe, click the like button, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya!